Hello friends, this is Coldrun, back with Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. Switched back to the other audio device for reasons, and that aside, we are here in Garlemald. We're with Jullus and the twins. Last time we went through the park and got them some ceruleum after diving into a fetid, freezing pool. Pond, rather, and so we're going to continue with the main story here. Oh, and my cat's here. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Jullus. No good deed. Now that the fire has burned out, Jullus is ready to move on. Alright, so now that you've recovered from your escapades in the pond, there's another location I'd like to search, just outside the park. Okay, let's get some more ceruleum. Where are we going? We're leaving Forum Soleus, and we're going to the southwest. More ruins, more just destroyed city, Regio Urbanissima. ALISAIE. Everything was built on an enormous scale and with thick, cleanly cut stone, much like Amarot. Given how much we now know, such similarities are no coincidence. Yet no, they're not. ALPHINAUD. The War Machina appears to be patrolling the area of its own volition. I wonder whether it is simply following its original orders or if it now serves the Telophoroi. No idea. Could be either. Jullus. As you can see, this place is littered with the remnants of various types of War Machina. While my comrades and I have already recovered the tanks from the less damaged units, those that took a more severe beating are harder to scavenge. We decided to save those for another time, that time being now. Rather than prize them apart piece by piece, it would be quicker to remove the outer casing using compact explosives. With luck, we'll gain access to the tanks without rupturing them. Though the force generated by these devices is relatively weak, I would advise you to stand well clear to avoid being hit by any shrapnel. Before even bothering, though, you should check the machine's ceruleum gauge to see whether there's any left. It should still provide an accurate reading, even when the unit itself is inactive. If the gauge is broken, I'll let you decide whether to use an explosive or not. Should you need more, come to me. ALPHINAUD. Understood. Let's get to work. Alright, let's go. So we're looking to prise the casing off of some of these things. We've got automated colossi over here, the iron giant type enemies. Which were, interestingly, not in 4, I don't think. These were, like, in 3 and other games, but they took a break from 4. We got the horned, armored fiends, and, well, I forgot what the red version were called. Red giants, I think they were called. We got the horned versions with, like, the one arm that was, with one full arm and one arm that was like a gun, like a laser, that we saw in Tower of Zot. Alright, unit's fuel tank is empty. The ceruleum on this gauge on this unit appears to have been broken, giving you no way to determine how much fuel its tank may hold. Okay, so we'll use the incendiary on this, and we'll back away quickly. Oh, or not. You retrieve the War Machina's ceruleum tank to find it is still half full, or half empty, depending on one's perspective. I'm going to say half... let's take the Garlean perspective, probably half empty. Either way, Jullus will surely be pleased by your discovery. Sweet. That was pretty straightforward. Guess what I found, Jullus? More explosives. Wait, is that what I think? War Machina ceruleum tank. Not only did this tank survive the attack that disabled the War Machina in which it was installed, it also escaped the blast of your explosives unscathed. That's lucky. If medals for outstanding service were awarded to inanimate objects, this champion among cerulean tanks would surely deserve one. I am so glad. So glad I'm reading item descriptions and all the little crap now. That is a delight. Jullus, you've done it again. Truly, luck is on your side. Yeah, seriously, we put an explosive next to a fuel tank and we managed to survive. And the fuel tank was intact. With this, we should be able to refuel quite a few of our heaters. It's time we headed back. Wait here while I go see how ALISAIE and ALPHINAUD are faring. Okay. I'll wait. So how's everyone's day going? I hope you're doing well, and I hope you're healthy and hale and hearty. I have a little bit of a cold. Hopefully it's just a cold. But it's probably a cold because I was just walking outside in 0-degree weather for about 45 minutes. Did they have any luck?
Finally
Echo time?
The watchful gaze of your keepers, have we?
Oh, shit. Hi, Thancred. Are you invisible?
Don't react. You'll only draw attention to yourself. Just carry on as you are and listen.
What is this? Because we know that he was able to get invisible back in the first, but that it took nearly all of his life energy. Like it drained his personal ether, so I can't imagine he's doing that again unless he's found a way to control it.
After you left with the Garlean lad, Lucia bade a few of our scouts follow you at a discreet distance.
Reasonable.
We observed you being led into the station, but decided against venturing inside.
Also reasonable.
When you emerged sometime later, and we saw that the twins were sporting Magitech collars, it was clear what had taken place.
I mean, I hope it's clear. I don't know what's... I hope that what you see is not just us being held hostage, but something more... less extreme than that.
Now, as quietly as you can, tell me everything.
Okay, good. It helps that I have this mask on.
The Legatus himself, eh? Now there's a surprise. This is also the first I've heard of a plan to join forces with the 10th and storm the Tower of Babel.
So that is the Tower of Babel that we saw up there. Like the big-ass palace that looks like it might have taken the place of the Imperial Palace. I'm sure we'll find out as we go, but that's Babel.
An interesting development. And perhaps the opportunity we've been waiting for.
How's that?
Our comrades back at the camp also received some rather promising news. But it's still too early to get our hopes up.
Okay.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Okay, so we're playing a waiting game for now.
This will all be over soon. Until then.
Yeah, I don't know how he's invisible if he's not doing the ether draining thing, which really seemed like a last-ditch thing. A last-ditch gambit.
We searched high and low, but no luck, I'm afraid. I might have guessed you'd be the only one to find anything.
Oh. Yeah, I am the warrior of light.
I wasn't expecting much to begin with. Eventually, there will be nothing left out here for us to safely salvage. For now, this will have to suffice. We should return to the station.
Okay.
Ah, there you are. Heard you'd gone hunting for ceruleum above ground.
You heard correctly.
Brought back a king's ransom?
Hardly. But thanks to these three, we have enough to last a little while longer.
I appreciate Jullus saying that. Him vouching for us is as big as anything else.
Well, well. It's not at all as I was expecting, these ones. For savages, they seem positively docile.
Don't punch him, don't punch him, don't punch him. Yeah, there you go. Just fold your arms and give him the look.
It's a poor attempt at humor. In all honesty, I'm grateful for your efforts.
Nice job,
But
ALISAIE.
even with another night of warmth, there are those among us who may not live to see the morrow.
I trust your expedition was fruitful.
Yes, it was.
Lord Quintus!
And so far in this expansion, we've seen in a very short span of time two legati. We've seen Quintus and we've seen the tempered Virgilia, and it's easy for me then to think of them just in my head as like troop leaders, but No, these are like major, major friggin' deals. And so it's got to be just like awe-inspiring for these Garleans for these like fairly lower ranked Garleans, or recently young Garleans at least, to be in their presence.
Use what you procured to refuel the armor.
To refuel the armor? They're not turning the heat up?
But, sir, what about the heaters for the camp?
Oh shit, he's talking back.
The time for action is upon us. My men and I have matters to discuss. In the meantime, you are to wait here. Do not forget, you are being watched.
So, yeah, it's a little bit unexpected for me, but it probably shouldn't have been. It's not totally necessarily the wrong move.
Action. What did he mean by that?
Because he might mean that now we're going to join up with the 10th and strike the Tower of Babel, and even if some people die because of the cold, it's worth it. He might mean that. It's also likely, probably even more likely, that he means it's time for us to expel these savages from our land, no matter what it costs us.
I can only speculate. Clearly something requiring their magitech, given what we just heard. Whether they plan to utilize it now, or after they join with the 10th, is another question.
I'm also suspicious of how real this 10th is. I don't know for sure that it is real. Like, that it's a strong force at all. It could just be a few scrappy survivors. Just like the third is here, or the first is here, rather. It's a lot of civilians that are going to die from the cold pretty soon if his decision stands.
Will they ever escape this cold? Return to and reclaim the idyllic spaces of which Jullus spoke?
Not in the next couple of days.
Finished your war, Council?
Jullus is not happy with this.
ALPHINAUD and ALISAIE are to stay here as our prisoners. They will be released once your comrades have relinquished their supplies and withdrawn from Garlean soil.
Yeah, he knows this is a shitty thing to do. Not just because we just helped them, though that's a big deal also, because last time we had fun times splashing in the fetid pond. Like, there was a real legitimate bond developing. But also because he said before that we acknowledge that despite how you've been treated, Quintus still respects you as diplomatic emissaries, and they're just totally going back on that.
Until our terms are met, they will be detained at a separate location.
After everything we've said and done, this is how you treat us.
I'm really interested how ALISAIE is going. I think ALISAIE is not going to all of a sudden go like, screw everything. Screw everything with Licinia. The Imperials are the worst. I think she's still going to be able to separate the people from the military hierarchy.
Our allies have but limited supplies. They may stave off cold and starvation for a short while, but what then?
He doesn't want to do the shock. Don't do the shock, buddy.
For now, keeping yourselves out of harm's way comes before all else. Whatever demands the Garleans make, indulge them.
Yeah, we're going to have to go along with this. Everything will be all right. Have faith. Yeah, he is not a happy camper right now. He is not the same person he was two videos ago. Poor Jullus. And this isn't a case where I think he can really stand up for himself or anything like that. I think he's going to... There are opportunities he's going to have, and this is not really one of them. I don't think it is. Like, he could refuse orders, but they're going to go through anyway. I don't... What I mean is I don't fault Jullus for following this order. It's not like if they said shoot the twins, kill them, execute them, behead them, and he did that, that's a different story. I don't blame him for not making some giant stand here. Oh god, the quest is no good deed. I should have expected something like this. Jullus, ALPHINAUD and ALISAIE will be fine, providing they do not resist. Yeah, again, the triumphant victory music. Okay, Jullus. Alea Iacta Est. The die is cast. Hey, it's the thing from the trailer. This was a major part of the trailer that I remember, was just those two huddled against each other. This is what it's from. Okay. Once again, Jullus has been entrusted with an unenviable task. Jullus, you will accompany back to your camp, where I will meet with your leader and present Lord Quintus's demands. Before we depart, however, there is something I would ask of you. It's really ballsy of you to like, not of you, Jullus, but of the Imperials, of Quintus, to have taken a diplomatic hostage and then send a diplomat to negotiate the return and expect the diplomat to be okay. Before we depart, however, there is something I would ask of you. I mean, it's not that ballsy, because I think they can reasonably count on us valuing the lives of our hostages more than they would value Jullus's life. Assuming your contingent complies, the supplies they surrender will need to be transported here. That task falls to legionaries Marcellinus, and Octavia, who will pilot Magitech armor to your headquarters. You are to inform them that we are leaving shortly. Tell them to ask the eel for further details. In those words. Ask the IYL? Is that what it says? Ask the eel? Is he trying to give me a code that will... Tell who to ask the eel. Once you've seen to that, meet me by the exit. He saying for me to tell the people who are supposed to pilot the Magitech to ask the eel? Is he passing a code on for them to defect or something? Huh. I assume we're still no good with the junkmonger. Yeah. Marcellinus. You again. Ask the eel. Ask the eel, he said. So, that's to be the way of it. After all this. Yeah, I think they're going to defect. Holy shit. I think they're going to do it. How ironic that you should be the one to deliver the news. If those are my... No, maybe not. Maybe not. God, I don't know. I really don't know. If those are my orders, then so be it. For the glory of Garlemald. I'm putting my money down. I think they're going to defect. For the glory of Garlemald was said, like, almost sadly. Like I'm going to do this thing that betrays... This is going to be... like, almost ironically, like, oh, gosh. Octavia. What do you want with me? She was the one who sees us as, like, the monster, because she was in the Praetorium. Ask the eel. So Lord Quintus has reached a decision. I knew he would understand, that he would recognize the savage as a ruthless, merciless creature, and to defeat him, we too must be uncompromising. Oh shit, it's not a defection message. I was wrong. Never mind. I'm wrong. I am ready. In the name of Emperor Varus, for the glory of Garlemald, I will fulfill my duty. Yeah, you're not that happy about it either. Or you're nervous. You're... I really don't know where this is going. I really don't. It's exciting. It's really exciting because it could go any number of ways right now. Could be a defection. Could be like a false... Not a false... What do I say? Like them throwing themselves out in a suicide attack, like for the purpose of freeing us. There could... Any number of things could happen right now. Oh my god. Oh, I'm literally nervous right. I'm a lot of the time I kind of get a sense where things are going. I'm physically nervous right now. I'm kind of like shaking and jittery and adrenaline-y. Jullus, have you done as instructed? Their duties involve more than the transportation of supplies, don't they? Oh, fuck. Are they going to go and propose to transport supplies and then try to, like, blow our camp up or something? What do you mean by ask the IYL? Eel. I'm not at liberty to divulge that. What I can say is this. You have no cause for concern if our demands are met. You and I are in this together now. Like it or not, we have to cooperate. There is one other matter, a place I'd like to visit on the way to your camp. It's a short walk from here. Follow me. Oh, guys, this is going to be a self-destruction thing where, like, he's not expecting to live, so he wants to visit, like, his family home or something. We're here. Jullus is looking at this. I'm guessing this is their home. Jullus. Give me a moment, please. Destination, Jullus. Jullus lingers by the ruins, reluctant to leave and reluctant to stay, unable to move on.
This is my home. Our home. At least it was, until that night. I was with Lord Quintus when the capital fell, and thus spared. My family, who did not own a radio, were less fortunate. When dawn came, I made my way here. My parents, my little brother and sister, they were still inside. But they weren't themselves, and they...
Oh, shit.
They tried to. And I had to.
By the way, A+ job from Jullus's voice actor right here. They were tempered and you had to kill your tempered family. This is like... The tempered are basically like zombies, and this is a well-worn and powerful trope in zombie movies. The having to kill the turned family member.
I'd promised to take them away from the capital that very morning, to somewhere safe, to hide until the fighting stopped.
This also probably explains why Jullus was so gung-ho about the idea that the tempered can't be saved. Because if they can't, it certainly makes any guilt he has lingering on lighter. If it turns out he could have saved them by not killing them eventually, then that he could have saved them, that makes it even worse. Even if there was no practical way to actually do it.
I promised. The Garlean flag bears a chain. The bonds between our countrymen. A red link at its center. The blood of the fallen.
I didn't know that.
Our loved ones who lived and died for Garlemald.
That makes sense. It's a very Garlean symbol.
But if she too fell, who would be left to remember them and their sacrifice? What enduring proof would there be that they were ever here?
I guess you'd have us to remember. We're already remembering the Asians. We can add one more to the pile.
If we had turned to your gods, would they have saved us?
No. No, they would not.
I'm sorry, forget I spoke.
Yeah, that's not likely going to happen.
We should go.
I mean, they can't be expecting a success here. They can't be expecting us to just acquiesce and give them all our supplies. I don't think that's they're planning for that. There's no way they're planning that to happen.
Believe me, I do not enjoy being here any more than you. But she wanted us to play along, so that is what we will do.
Good boy. Good boy, Alfie. Oh, come on, bring it in, Alfie. Oh my god, this is adorable.
It's so cold.
I mean, outside of that particular context, it's adorable. Outside the context of them being prisoners freezing to death, it's just her kind of... She needs to huddle, they need to huddle up together, and she's... Even now, she's being, like, really... She's trying to retain her, oh, my jerk brother, my annoying brother. She's trying to retain that even as she quietly, like, sidles up to him.
Painfully so. Unbearably.
I've been thinking about what Quintus said. About why no one would accept Garlean rule.
Oh, so they did... Okay.
Irreconcilable differences. When coexistence isn't an option, only conquest remains.
Yeah, and so I wasn't quite sure whether what Quintus was talking about was Garlean rule or just Garlean coexistence.
Varus
Still not sure.
and Gimlet said much the same.
Yeah.
Only by uniting the world beneath a single standard would we rid ourselves of the Asians.
Yeah, so it seems like he probably did mean then that he was proposing basically why not just become a subject of Garlemald.
United as one people, one race cleansed of imperfections.
Yeah, that's not... The one race with the impure parts of it cleansed out, that's not... That's... We are the baddies.
A cold and unforgiving vision. And when we fail to live up to their standards, what place is there for us in their world?
Not much. I mean, servants.
But the truly sad, truly frustrating thing is how damnably similar it all is to the lofty ideals of Father and the Forum.
How's that?
Non-intervention. Always non-intervention. Protect our knowledge and our people, and to hells with the rest of you.
Yep. Yep, it's yes, yep. I agree. I see what you're saying, and I 100% agree.
And yet, I can see how it happened. Varus and Father looked to their elders for guidance and took their virtues as their own. But for this world was of their making. In who else could they place their trust? All of us lost in a sea of chaos, searching desperately for purpose and meaning. But it shouldn't just be an extension of another's. It has to be ours. It has to be.
Yeah, you got to do what you're doing. Just do the right thing because you believe it, not because your grandfather, not because you're emulating the values of your grandfather. It's fine to sail by someone else's wind in your sails for a while, but eventually you have to do it on your own if it's going to be valuable.
We all have a stake in this world. No one should be silenced.
And that's the crucial part of where the Garlean values don't allow coexistence. They're in favor of silencing others. And the Sharlayans are in favor of silencing others. It's less direct. Like, they'll be all about, no, we wouldn't silence anyone. We're up for, come to the debate hall. Debate me. But it's not... I still think Alisaie is right that there's something silencing about the constant policy of non-intervention of, yeah, we'll debate, but we're still gonna stay out of it no matter what.
I won't deny that we lack the experience of people such as Father or Quintus. Perhaps they've come to see the world as a series of problems, and the most efficient way of solving them, to reduce everything to fundamental forms.
This is an incredibly serious moment, and somehow my Lalafell just waddling along undercuts it all.
A stone is a stone, a cloud, a flower, no more than that. Simple descriptions that strip the subject of distinguishing characteristics. A man is a man, divided according to race, creed, or allegiance, and to some, defined by such associations.
Certainly makes the world simpler to see.
Is that what you think?
In my misbegotten youth. But what I believed wisdom was no more than aggressive ignorance.
God, that's a powerful line. This whole thing is...
I've since learned to look beyond the banners and the politics. To see people as individuals with their own hopes and dreams.
Which has been the beauty of this whole section, the whole Jullus expedition we were just on.
As for my dream of building a better world, well, every day I'm reminded that it is far more complex than I had ever imagined. But it only spurs me onward, to find the wisdom and the strength to see it through to the very end.
And you're lucky, Lucia.
All of our supplies and an immediate withdrawal. These are your conditions.
I'm so worried about where this is going to go, because again, there's no way that. All right, let me. God, before we go on, this is. God, I love that whole section of that whole conversation between ALPHINAUD and ALISAIE was so good, so good. And the whole idea of seeing people as individuals is what makes Final Fantasy XIV such a wonderful story. And I'm not someone who hates World of Warcraft. I'm gonna bring in World of Warcraft for a little bit here. World of Warcraft, I think, is a fantastic game, but its strength is not in the depth and complexity of characters. Not usually, sometimes, but pretty. Like, there have been moments like the reunion of Jaina and Catherine Proudmoore at the end of the main BFA launch campaign. Like, there are moments of that, but for the most part, it's not its strength. Here, it is. God, even just looking at the people here, Maxima, Sadhu, Lucia, Serena. Like, Serena could have been seen as the peaceful nomad. She's so much more than that. Lucia could have been just the loyal temple knight. She's so much more than that. Her Garlean history and everything. Manolaine, even friggin' Manolaine, could have just been the whiny the whiny son of a rich house. He grew to become so much more than that. Maxima, Sadhu, and this is just in this one scene of characters who are not main characters. I mean,
demands, and you forgot about the airship.
Sorry, so so as far as this, it's whatever Jullus is expecting to happen, he's got to be counting on us saying no. This is going to force a conflict.
Once again, you will leave one behind. It will be used to return the prisoners. Their collars will be removed prior to the exchange.
So in the end, not even Father's expertly worded rhetoric could deter you from your chosen course.
Huh?
Not that I thought for a moment that it would. I've no love for violence, of course, but ours is a cause worth fighting for.
Amen to that.
I just wish he'd realize it too.
I think he does. Speaking of characters who are going to be individuals, I really think his motivations are deeper than he's letting on. I don't think he's just. I don't know where it's going, but I think it's not. I think it's deeper.
The only way to protect the ones you love is to take a stand, to refuse to suffer in silence. I want you to know I share your conviction. Whether it be on the battlefield or in the debating chamber, I won't back down. I guess what I'm saying is...
She respects him. We always knew that, though.
You've found your own reason to fight.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I have.
I'm a little bit surprised by this because, like, hasn't she always had that? Like, since Coils of Bahamut?
God's willing, there will come a day when we can finally lay down our arms, and there will be peace. But not until the Telophoroi have been defeated once and for all.
Like, she's been... And I don't think this is a big, like, I've been wishy-washy until now, but now I'll fight for what I believe. And I don't think it's meant to be that either. I think it's just realizing the contrast she has versus the other people around her, or so many of them.
And you, brother, will have a vital part to play. By your words and deeds, you'll lead the way.
Ah, twin love. This is their relationship is so good.
I pray I am up to the task.
Again, a very different response than we would have seen from a Realm Reborn ALPHINAUD, who would have known 100% he was up to the task and been wrong.
Those who think us fools for even trying. It's easy for learned elites to criticize earnest efforts and assert their moral superiority, all without offering alternatives. Not that their sophistry has ever wounded you. So stubborn and strong. Stronger than you even know. Don't ever change, you hear me?
This is beautiful.
I'll be there to catch you. Or give you a thick ear. Maybe both, for good measure.
I'm like crying right now. I don't know why. It's not like anything... It's not like... Excuse me. It's... I'm so happy. I don't know why I'm so happy right now watching this. It's not like anything... It's not like anyone just died. It's not that sort of moment. I find that the moments that make me tear up most are not moments of happiness, or not moments of sadness rather, but moments of when people are just being their best. When people are being so much their best and so much themselves. I love that.
Thank you, ALISAIE.
When they're being loving, it's not moments of sadness, it's moments of kindness and goodness that make me tear up. Oh my god. Thancred, was he watching this whole thing? Estinian! He's the Dragoon. We hadn't seen him in a while, had we?
The scouts have secured ALISAIE and ALPHINAUD. Their collars were removed without complication as well. They report no casualties, not for their party nor the guards, who will wake from their premature slumber in due course.
Oh, get wrecked, Quintus. Get wrecked.
It would appear the situation has changed. I propose new terms. We have information that will be of great interest to Lord Quintus, and I wish to speak with him in person.
I'm not convinced this is at all over. What are the Magitech trans?
When you rejected our first proposal, we came prepared with a second.
Yep. Suicide mission, suicide bombing sort of thing.
Ambush!
It's a pretty small force, to be honest.
More are coming, make ready!
Oh, maybe not. Never mind.
We, the loyal soldiers of the First Legion, proud servants of Garlemald, of the fallen Emperor Varys, shall safeguard these lands
I'm so sorry for you,
from the
Jullus.
barbarian hordes until our countrymen return!
This is just what ALPHINAUD was saying about people reducing things to their fundamental...
Stop, both of you!
To their fundamental, like, most basic prejudgments. It's a nice job for someone with a bulkhead.
The worst emissary I've ever seen.
Seriously. Even then, to psych himself up, he was proving ALPHINAUD's point. He was saying, he wasn't, in order to psych himself up, he had to get himself away from this complex image of the individuals he knew and go for, we will protect the homeland from the barbarian hordes, when he knows it's more complicated than that.
We received an urgent communication from the Grand Company of Eorzea. Envoys from the Imperial Army, led by members of the 10th Legion, came to Alamigo and requested an audience.
Okay.
They explained that their efforts to coordinate the reclamation of the capital with the aid of the 4th, 5th, 8th, and 12th had ended in failure. Communication between most legions has broken down entirely. Most of the 10th's conscripts have deserted, leaving their forces severely depleted.
Yeah, that's kind of what I expected.
That is why, unable to continue the fight on their own, they and their allies turned to the Grand Company of Eorzea for aid.
Lies. Every word.
No, it's not. It's not, my friend.
It is the truth, and I have not finished. The 10th has requested that we deliver a message to Lord Quintus.
I wonder if it's going to be about IYL, like if it's going to involve that secret code.
Have the ill stand down.
Yep.
You have been listening, my lord? What are your orders?
What's he going to do? Is he going to say, let's, whatever, we're not going to live?
Inform her that we will honor the 10th's decision.
Oh, thank God. I wasn't breathing for like the last 3 seconds. Okay.
Bereft of hope, and now dignity.
Only if you choose to see it that way.
I release you from your duty. All of you.
They're not going to go. Oh. Never mind. I guess he's not saying go desert the army. He's just saying you don't have to stand guard here anymore for this shift.
I take solace, your radiance, in the knowledge you are not here to witness our debasement.
Is he going to... He's not going to kill himself, is he?
'Twas a grand, glorious dream we shared.
Oh, that haunting radio song is playing.
Of a world united. Of peace and prosperity.
Don't do it, dude. Don't...
We are ghosts, you and I. Memories of days gone by.
This music is just perfect for this moment.
Bonds forged in blood that I will not see tarnished.
Don't do it, dude. Please don't. No, fuck it. No. God damn. No. You really don't have to do this. You really don't. He can't hear. Why am I yelling at a video game character through the screen? He can't hear me. The story was written years ago. Something stop him. Something's gonna stop him. No, it's not fucking...
Quickly! We have to reach the station before it's too late.
If there is still a chance that Quintus will agree to a truce, we must take it.
Oh my god.
I just hope we get there before he and his men do something rash.
I don't know what the timing of this is. Is this scene of them running taking place 10 minutes before he puts the gun to his head? Fucking god. I know it's it's below 0 degrees right now in Minnesota, but that's not why I have chills right now. The heat's on. This is Quintus. Why am I so crushed right now? Quintus is some dickbag we met 2 minutes ago. Okay. That's going to be it for me for now. No, let's just finish this quest up. I'm so drained. I'm so drained right now. I'm, like, spiritually, physically drained right now. Jullus. We will make no attempt to resist. You're not surrendering. Lucia. Much and more has occurred since we last met. As for determining what comes next, we must speak with Lord Quintus. Don't give me the fucking triumphant. Okay. Alright. And this is, by the way, this is why I turned off mount music. Because I didn't want to, like, accidentally mount up to run to the Aetheryte or something and hear, like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. That's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching. I will see you later. Bye-bye.